Hello everyone, Denise here. Today I am going to do the stitch for March 2023, Paying It Forward Friday in the round. Going to be making a cowl, so let's get started. So what I will be using for this cowl is some Super Saver brushed. This is very soft yarn. It is very nice, and if you are a fan of Super Saver, you will really like the brushed. This is a medium weight 4. It is 100% acrylic, 253 yards, 231 meters. There are 5 ounces in this, 141 grams. It calls for an eye hook, and that is what I have here. This is the color Misty Blue. And see all the specs on here. Made in Turkey, has the Oeko-Tex Standard 100 on it. Really soft yarn. I think you will really enjoy working with this. Even if you don't like Super Saver, I think you should give this a try because this is really nice yarn. So the cowl will take less than one of these, so less than 253 yards. You can use any yarn and any hook that you like. It really does not matter what you use. It just depends on the look you're going for. For the cowl, we will need multiples of 4. We will not be adding the +1 and chain 3 because we're working in the round. So I have chained 80, and that is a multiple of 4. This is a tension ring that my husband bought me for part of my anniversary gift, and I wanted to share it with you in case you are interested in getting one. It helps you create better tension while you're crocheting, and he was unsure if he should get it for me since I had never mentioned it before to him. I never talked about them before, but that's because I was unsure on if I needed it and if I would use it, and if I don't know how to even use it. So I looked up how to use it on YouTube. There's a lot of videos on how to use it. There's a lot of different ways on how to use it. There's a lot of different rings out there as well. So the way that works best for me, that I have found anyway, since I've been fiddling around with it here and there, is I wear it on my index finger on my left hand, like that on the side, and then I run the yarn through the tail here and then through the neck of the bird. So this is how I have been doing it, and it seems to be working out really well. So I'm going to continue to use it. I don't always use it, but I have been practicing with it just to make use of a gift from a very thoughtful husband. So I am going to make sure I do not twist my chain after doing my chain 80, and I'm going to join in the round. And then we are going to start with a single crochet round, and that is just to get it a more stable edge. If you do not want to do the single crochet round, you do not need to. So I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to put a single crochet in that same space as my chain 1. And then I am going to put a single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and it is up to you if you want to go in the back bump or just in the stitch itself. I'm just going to go in the stitch itself. So single crochet in each stitch all the way around, and then I'll meet back up with you in just a moment, and we'll get on to round 2. Okay, once you get all of your single crochets done, slip stitch into the first single crochet. Now we are going to start round 2. We're going to chain 3 and put a double crochet in that same space. We are going to skip a stitch and put a puff stitch in the next stitch. So that is yarning over, going into the stitch, yarning over, pulling up the loop. I'm going to do that 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. You'll have 7 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over, go through all 7. Chain 1. Skip a stitch in the next stitch or single crochet. Do 2 double crochets. You're going to repeat that all the way around. We're going to skip a stitch and do a puff stitch. Skip a stitch, 2 double crochet. And that is our pattern for this round 2. We're going to do that all the way around. You should end with a puff stitch here, and then you should have 1 space left that you're skipping, and then we're going to slip stitch into the top of your first part of the top of your chain 3. It's like that. So we started with a chain of 80, we joined, we did single crochet all the way around, and then we did this round. So this was round 2. So we're going to move on to round 3. We're going to slip stitch over in between these 2 double crochets. We're going to chain 3 and put a double crochet in that same space in between the 2 double crochets. Now for each puff stitch all the way around from the previous round, we are going to put a front raised puff stitch. So it's going to be worked like a post stitch, except it's going to be a puff stitch. So it's worked just like a like if you know how to do a front post double crochet, we're going to do a front raised puff stitch. So we're going to do a puff stitch, except it's going to go around the previous puff stitch. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to put our hook in like this. We're going to yarn over again, pull up a loop. We're going to do that 3 times, just like we would on a normal puff stitch. So 1, 2, 3. We have 7 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and go through all 7. It's as easy as that. Chain 1. Okay, and so every 2 double crochets that you see here, we're going to put 2 double crochets in between them. And this is going to be your repeat. For the length of your cowl, you will repeat this round 3 for the length of your cowl. So we're going to do another front raised puff stitch. Remember, we do that 3 times. So 1, 2, yarn over, go through all 7, chain 1. So remember to always chain 1 after your puff stitches. That secures your puff stitch from looking crazy or leaning. It contains it all. So remember to do your chain 1. Okay, so put 2 double crochets in between the next 2 double crochets. And then do another front raised puff stitch. Yarn over, go through your puff stitch or around it like this, yarn over, pull through, do that 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, yarn over, go through all 7 loops, chain 1. So if you want to take a look at it, See, it starts raising up there. It's a real nice textured effect. 2 double crochet in between your previous round's double crochets, and just continue on just like that. We're going to do that all the way around. We're going to do that for each round for as long as you want to make your cowl. So if you want to keep going until your yarn is finished off of your skein, you sure can. And then it could go up over your head like a hood. That would be very nice. Or you can stop at just over like your mouth area. I do like my cowls to be on my neck, and then when I need to have them pulled up, I like to pull them up over my mouth area when it is really cold out. And that way, they're not just beautiful, they are practical. Once you get back to the end of your round, slip stitch into the top of your chain 3, and go through and then slip stitch over to in between these two, and then start your next round just like you started this round. You will chain 3, put a double crochet in that same space, and then do your front raised puff stitch, 2 double crochet, front raised puff stitch. Keep doing that over and over and over until you are to the length that you want your cowl, and then I'll meet right back up with you to help finish it off. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I think I'm around 7 inches now. I'm gonna double check that. Yeah, I'm a little over 7 inches. About 7.5, so that's good enough for me. I'm gonna go ahead and do the last round on this. If you want to keep going, if you're making, say you're making a hat and you just want to cinch it at the top, you could use this method as well. Just keep going until you have your length and then cinch it at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and do the last round for the cowl. I am going to, since we started with a round of single crochets, I'm going to go ahead and do the same on this end. So just going to do a round of single crochets. So in this first spot here, instead of slipping over, I'm just going to chain 1 and put a single crochet in between those 2 double crochets. Put a single crochet in between the front raised puff stitch and this double crochet. I'm going to go ahead and skip over and do on the other side of that front raised. And then I'm going to go in between each and every stitch that I see. Gonna go in between, gonna try to do it a little loosely so that I don't end up being too tight on this end. Need some more yarn here, just a second. I am really enjoying using the tension ring since I have been practicing with it. I find it very useful. I think for amigurumi, for me, since I have a loose tension, this will be really great to get my stitches tighter. Because I think if I were to do amigurumi with this, I would also thread it through some of my fingers to give me a really tight tension. So I think I'm probably gonna try that out. I always have a hard time with amigurumi because tighter stitches mean more resistance on my hands, so it's painful, but I want to do it. So it's like, what do you do? But I think this would help a lot with the tension being tighter. Yeah, I thought that felt different. We're at the beginning. So instead of doing that single crochet, I'm going to take my ring off. So doing that single crochet, I'm going to slip stitch into it instead. I thought it felt different, so go me for noticing. Didn't have a stitch marker there, but you can put one there if you want to mark the beginning of your round. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn. Leave some to weave in. This is all I have left of the skein. There's not a ton, but I could have gone a lot, or I could have made my cowl wider. I prefer my cowls to be not tight on my neck, but close to my neck. That way it brings me warmth, and like I was saying at the beginning of the video, I do like to pull them up over my mouth and nose if it's very cold. Now I'm going to weave that end in, and then you have a beautiful cowl. That you can wear when it's super cold out. This provides a thick covering. It's just nice. I really enjoy the stitch this month. As far as the washcloths or spa cloths and this cowl, I think I will make a hat that matches this. So I may do a tutorial on that hat when I make one up. It will be similar to this. I will probably do it in the same fashion, but put some sort of band on it, and then I'm not sure if I'll cinch it at the top or if I'll decrease. But if I do a video, you will know what I have decided. So thank you so much for watching the Misty Ridge Cowl tutorial. I thoroughly enjoyed making it. I really like the brushed Red Heart Super Saver yarn. It is very nice, so go check it out. This one is Misty Blue for the color, and I purchased mine at Joann. I purchased it online and had it shipped because our store did not carry it. So go take a look at Amazon for the tension rings if you're interested in those. And I know Joann has the brushed yarn. I'm sure other people do at this point as well. I ordered it quite a while ago. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And until next time, guys.